Hey there everyone, AJ here for the Mighty Gluestick channel, exploring the lore of Dungeons & Dragons. Subjectively, one of the most well-regarded role-playing games in the world, certainly one of the oldest. Before I begin this episode, talking about D&D Cosmology, let me explain why I'm making this video and how it differs from my usual offerings. Since I started delving into the monster ecologies, the nature of the outer planes, locations in the world of Toril, and the history of this amazing setting, I started to get better and better at researching this material and piecing it all together, coming up with more accurate, more verifiable information. Still with a fair amount of my own musings included, but generally supported by information found in published sources. After 3 years of essentially a daily study of the subject, worthy of the sort of effort one would put into attaining a university degree, actually without semester breaks, come to think of it, I have noticed there are some links, synergies and parallels in the lore that can be arranged into a grand cosmological theory. Now, please understand that what I'm about to talk about is not official Dungeons & Dragons lore, it's just me extrapolating and exploring some big concepts and what they may mean. However, this video would be an excellent resource to direct your player to if their character just read some forbidden magical tome and their character failed their sanity check, and if you are that player, welcome, enjoy the ride. So, imagine, if you will, a dark cosmos. Well, actually no. It's a spectacularly beautiful universe, full of rainbow-coloured mists and rivers of phlogiston. Within this endless sea of light and energy, vast creatures roam among the floating crystal spheres. How vast are they? So large that they could swallow an entire crystal sphere like we would eat an olive. From our tiny perspective, such entities are vast almost beyond imagining. Their outer dimensions measured in astronomical units. Their internal organs are the size of planets. Inside these vast bodies, swimming through the seas of fluids, clustered around cells the size of islands, racing alongside a lightning river of nerve impulses, the thunderous boom of a circulation organ, pumping enormous waves of material. There are teeming throngs of alien creatures that operate with a very different environment than our own. The intellect and incredible power of the cosmic being that can create internal warps in reality as it dreams and ponders. This is the environment that these creatures, one such creature, vast and terrible, is what the Mind Flayers call Thune. It is the home, the host, the creator and mother of the original illithid parasite slugs. It is the home realm of the Grells and Grix, the home of the original organism the illithid used to create the Neogi race. Thune is one of several entities that have ventured closer these last few million years to a spawning region of the phlogiston. Here there are a great number of crystal spheres, each containing stars, moons, planets, and most often life. If you are very patient, very lucky, you may see Thune leave a glittering trail in its wake, and within it hundreds of new crystal spheres containing new worlds, new star systems, and the beginnings of life. Thune, along with many others, are what we would call Overgods. They are psychically connected and watch over the gestation, development, and eventual birth of their own offspring. These crystal spheres, of an older parent, active in the spawning zone, is called Ao. So Ao created a great number of these crystal spheres, and Thune is creating a great number of these spheres as well. Each of these crystal sphere eggs is created for the purpose of germinating, sustaining, and growing new intelligent life. The drive of life is to grow and occupy and consume all available resources and combine into greater and greater forms of unified entities. From single cells to symbiotic eukaryotes, to multicellular individuals, to colonies, to hives, to cities, to increasingly connected and synergistic forms until eventually, of the many millions of spheres floating in the phlogiston, one or two here and there will fill their internal environment with a fully integrated biosystem, one gestalt mind, and it will essentially hatch, growing to adulthood over vast spans of time, becoming a part of the society and culture of the Overgods. Now, the minds of these stupendous entities are so far beyond our own, it is hard to define them. But when one considers that Ao's parental influence is directed towards fostering a single supermind like his own, it makes sense why he has taken the actions he's taken within the realm space and of the tiny world of Toril. Ao is not interested in the worship of mortal creatures. They are insignificant to such a being. He is interested in the nascent supermind. the infinite intellects of the gods, the pantheons, their ability to unify and maintain a symbiotic relationship within themselves and of all mortal creatures. It is a slow and difficult process, way more complicated than we can fathom. It takes place across many dimensions that we can more than we can easily comprehend, and things can go drastically wrong, such as this accidental overlapping of different overgod influences within groups of crystal spheres. Such is the case with the arrival of the aberrations within so many spheres. The influence of Thune has had a huge influence and consequences for realm space and many other spheres. There have been outbreaks of a cross-dimensional lesion, a cancerous tear in multidimensional space, which mortal creatures call the Abyss. It may very well end the viability of many spheres. It's too early to tell for sure. Could this be the greater cosmology of D&D? Who knows for sure? It doesn't really contradict any of the published lore, and it's suitably terrifying, Lovecraftian, sort of dystopian view on things. More than enough, I would say, to totally warp the mind of any spellcaster who delves too deeply into forbidden knowledge. This is the sort of thing which Vecna seeks to know and conceal from all others. Anyway, just a short video. I hope you enjoyed this little brain-twisting journey into my own theoretical D&D cosmology. If you liked it, let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, I'll be back again with another Monster Ecology video very soon. Thanks for listening, everyone.